Hey guys, it's Brent back with another video. So in this video I'm gonna do each of the boss fights with iida. I'll try to give tips as I go. Alright, the first thing I like to do is move toward Yale when I fight these guys. I prefer targeting him because he's bigger. That said, sometimes that doesn't work, so yeah, I'll target whoever the game lets me. Yeah, you can already see that I didn't get the kind of ideal rotation landed right off the bat, and you know, that's fine. You just have to keep moving and make sure that you don't break your combos. So that's the most important part. Right now my card layout is Cold Shot for the crits, and I've got Nomu because honestly I'm not, well, I mean I'm fairly decent at dodging, but you know, these guys have a lot of stuns, so I prefer not having to dodge. So yeah, having Nomu lets me focus on just dealing damage, and you know, when I get hit, it isn't too big of a deal because hopefully I have hyper armor. So those two, and then I also have his EX cards. So that's my layout for now. That was almost bad. Oops. So you can see I clicked the wrong button there. I used the ultimate before or not ultimate, but E before 200%. That's very much not ideal, but you know, you take what you got. And then I used that to up the damage with whatever I had, and the ultimate, that's kind of my finisher. That's my trade secret. Looks like iida's buffed today, so hopefully that helps me do a little more damage. Oops. So that was definitely a rough start. So today's boss is Scavenger. He's big and bulky.
so he's easy to hit. He does have a lot of stun moves and stuff, which obviously aren't great, but for the most part, he's one of my favorite to fight. He's also pretty slow, so he's, easy to dodge. So I think, but as outside of being easy, I think he's fun because I do have to be aware of his attacks and things like that. So yeah, I think he's kind of a blast to fight.
The Nomu card is really helping me to avoid, I'm not dodging quite as much as I should be, because I can see that card activating, and I know that that's going to keep me from, falling back too much. That lets me land more hits, which means more damage. Sometimes it's not activated, times like that, and that does bite me back, right? Today's boss is Nomu. Nomu is like Scavenger. He's big, bulky, and slow. He's easy to dodge, but he has a lot of knockback, so all those kind of same things. But what's special about him is he can enter absorb mode, and when he's in that mode, he doesn't take any damage, but what's worse is you can't hit him. Your combo meter does not increase. So my ideal, what I failed to do just now, is I like to keep the special skill with some charge on it, because that absorb mode can last just long enough to kill your combo. So yeah, rather than following the ideal rotation with Nomu, I try to make sure that I always have that option to get my combo back. Or not get it back, rather, but to hold on to it. See, there, it sucks because I had to waste quirk skill and attacks, when I didn't have a full bar at the bottom, and I lost my 50%. So it was far from ideal, but hopefully it, was the better choice. I am running this fight a couple times, so, if this is the one that goes in, it was the better choice. But yeah, that it let me stop myself from losing the 100% that I did have, and then build it back up. So let's see. Today's boss is Insmith. There's not a ton of special information about this guy. He does jet around with water, and those big attacks can kind of stun, so you want to be careful to dodge those, but his jumping around makes him hard to catch sometimes. But if you're moving pretty quickly, I don't think that it's a huge concern. So for the most part, you just stick to your basic rotation and you should be able to do pretty pretty decent damage on him.
Today's boss is Hanzo. For me, he's one of the more difficult bosses because not only does he move around a lot, and, that kind of makes him hard to hit, but when he moves around, he often disappears under the stage for longer than your meter lasts, your combo meter, like that. If you don't have any special saved up, you're gonna lose whatever you have built up. So I would use the same recommendation here that I did with Nomu. That's if at all possible, keep some of that special meter, even if that means you have to take a little longer to build it up. Minimizing his knockback is also useful, but I think that's kind of true of most of these bosses.
Come on, let's get this over with.
Today's boss is Shigaraki. Shigaraki doesn't have a ton of invincibility, as far as I'm aware, so that's nice. He does have a lot of knockback. Basically, all of his attacks can knock you to the ground and mess up your combos. So Nomu is going to be really important here. He also moves a lot, so you're going to be chasing him around, but, as iida, that's not hugely difficult. You just have to be careful because because, for example, if you don't realize that you're not hitting him anymore, that can be a problem. So keep an eye on your combo gauge and on the damage and everything. I know if you're like me, you're mostly looking at the attack buttons, so
iida can just be kicking the air for a minute and I don't necessarily realize it. Like that, and I couldn't figure out how to get closer. Go. So that was a week's worth of gameplay there. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Hopefully that helps if you're trying to learn iida. Honestly, with this mode, I can show you the rankings. These aren't final, but with this mode, you almost can't place without iida. I know that Wisp doesn't use iida, but he does use a Shigaraki that he has been farming up to SSS+ since basically day one, as long as he could be collecting shards at least. Hog probably uses some Tokoyami or Ochako, but again, SSS+. But even so, I mean, those two made it into the top 10 in our server, which is cool, but they're not gonna even come close to these iida players. And then you can see like vast differences as people use their favorite characters. Unfortunately, this is just iida's mode. Hopefully that helps. If you got anything from this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Always appreciated. My Discord link will be in the description if you want any more tips or if you just want to talk about any of these games. But thanks, guys.